They laughed when she walked in. A lone woman in a plain nurse's uniform, dwarfed by the towering Navy SEALs around her. She wasn't supposed to be there, not in that high-security command center, not among war legends and decorated heroes. The SEAL Admiral leaned back, smirked, and asked the question that made the room erupt in chuckles. "You got a call sign, sweetheart?" Her hands paused, her eyes lifted. The air tightened, and when she finally spoke, her voice was steady enough to slice the room in half. "Night Fox, sir." The laughter died first. Then came the silence, then came the realization. They all knew the name. They just never imagined she was the ghost behind it. What happened next rewrote the fate of every man in that room. Far Captain Lena Rowe had never cared about the rumors that followed her like shadows. Whispers about a covert operator who moved like smoke in the dark, who could infiltrate hostile camps without being seen, who could extract wounded soldiers with no backup, who could disappear into the night and return with the enemy's playbook. But she also never cared to correct them. Because the truth was unusual. The truth was almost unbelievable. The truth was her. But now she wore a nurse's uniform, simple, clean, unassuming. After 2 bullet wounds, nerve damage, and a classified mission that nearly ended her existence, she had left CL Covert Ops and joined Medical Corps to stay close to the battlefield without returning to its darkest corners. Today she was in the SEAL Command Center to help with triage planning. Nothing unusual. Nothing dramatic. At least not until the Admiral walked in. Admiral Kegan Holt was a legend. Tall, loud, intimidating, with a humor sharp enough to cut steel. The kind of man who didn't believe a quiet room was useful unless he was the one who silenced it. "So, who do we have here?" he boomed, noticing Lena among walls of medals and muscles. "A nurse, sir." Someone snickered. "A civilian transfer." Another shrugged. She didn't flinch. The Admiral walked up to her with a grin that wasn't entirely kind. "You got a call sign, sweetheart?" he asked, making sure everyone heard. The room burst into laughter, slaps on backs, whispers of mockery rising like waves. She lifted her eyes, sharp, calm, unreadable. "Night Fox, sir," she said. A strange paralysis fell over the command room, mouths slowly shut. Eyes widened like the world's worst realization was crawling over their boots. Even the Admiral blinked, the smirk dying before he could stop it. "Repeat that," he said, voice suddenly quieter. "Night Fox," she answered, standing straighter. Someone inhaled sharply. Someone else whispered a curse. Because Night Fox wasn't just a call sign, it was a phantom, a classified operative, a nightmare to enemies. A name that existed only in sealed files and whispered legends. A name these very SEALs had tried to emulate for years. The Admiral swallowed. "You're telling me you're the one who—" "Yes," she said. "All of it?" Silence, heavy, undeniable. A silence that shifted the whole room. But a silence broken far sooner than she expected. By an alarm blaring overhead. "Igomingidestroskal. O Yuda ready geoperatao antiam w medidiactial zerias hiactriasan pauseli." Head snapped toward screens. Heart rate spiked. Someone whispered, "We need a field medic." Now, someone else looked around in panic. "We don't have anyone trained for extraction." All eyes fell on her. She had walked in as a nurse, but now they needed something else. They needed Night Fox. Tichi ritiar off tichi seshiti do. The Admiral's eyes were fixed on her. Conflicted, stunned, yet desperate. "Captain Rowe," he said cautiously. "Are you cleared for field ops?" "No," she replied. The room deflated. "But," she continued, "I'm still the most qualified person within 500 miles. That single sentence reignited hope like a flare in darkness. Before anyone could argue, she yanked off her nurse's badge and tossed it onto the table. "Suit me up," she ordered. The room erupted into motion. Gear lockers opened. Boots thudded. Weapons were checked. Communications scrambled. But in the middle of all that chaos, she moved with quiet precision. Every strap pulled tight. Every weapon checked. Every tool inserted with the efficiency of someone who had lived 100 missions worth dying for. The Admiral approached her, not with a smirk now, but with a respect he wasn't used to giving. "Fox, you sure about this?" he asked, voice heavy. "I saved them before," she said, tightening her vest. "I can save them again," he nodded. But before she left, he added one more thing, soft, meaningful. "And this time, they'll know your name." The helicopter blades screamed as she boarded, her silhouette framed against the cold dawn. She crouched low, eyes narrowed at the map glowing under the cabin lights. 3 SEALs down. One medic critically injured. Hostile camp surrounding them. Zero visibility. Zero extraction window. A nightmare. For anyone else. But for Night Fox, it was home turf. The chopper descended. Gunfire cracked the silence. Dust spiraled like ghosts rising, and then she disappeared into it. Quiet, fast, lethal. Minutes later, comms crackled alive. "Command, this is Night Fox," she whispered. "I have all 4 soldiers. Starting extraction." The room exploded. Sails jumped, hugged, yelled. The Admiral exhaled relief he didn't show often. 20 minutes later, the helicopter returned. Every soldier alive, patched, carried, protected. When she stepped off, boots touching concrete, the entire command, every CL, officer, recruit, stood in complete silence. A silence of awe. A silence of respect. A silence earned through shadows, scars, and impossible missions. The Admiral stepped forward. "No jokes this time," he said softly. He raised his hand in salute. "Welcome home, Night Fox." And for the first time in years, she allowed herself to smile.